Hello. I am back finally with another video. Today, two things. I reached 7,000 subscribers yesterday, so once again, it is time for another YouTube subscriber giveaway. And then also, going to talk through some cassette tapes that got sent to me by Marty over from Heavy Metallurgy about a week or two ago. Some cool gems that he sent over that I dug out and have been listening to, and am excited to have. He actually sent me a massive package. It was huge of tons of CDs, which most of them are back there right now that I've just been slowly working my way through, as well as a ton of tapes. These aren't even actually half of them. This is just what I've gotten through so far and ones that I recognized. Most of these are basically demo tapes that were sent to him while he was running Worm Gear or doing Worm Gear. So back in, like the 90s. And some of these are actually gems that I was shocked when I saw in the box and was like, well, okay, never getting rid of these. So I'll talk about that. But first, let's do the subscriber giveaway this time. So again, it is just a nice little stack of CDs. One of them is one that Paul from Corpse Gristle sent to me for giveaway purposes. It is the latest skinless repress that he has put out with, of course, the guitar pick that is always there. So completely shrinked, never played. So this will be a part of the giveaway. And then I pulled a bunch of CDs that I actually have duplicates of that I actually have either on tape or have been sent to me from other people, etc., etc. So I'm throwing these in there as well, and I'll continue to go through my CDs and pick out things, and I might add more things into the box after I do the announcement. But this is Cranium's Chronicles of Perversion, a Comatose Music pressing. Oddly enough, I had two of these, and I don't know if I bought it thinking that I didn't have it or something, but yeah, all of these are in pretty much immaculate condition as always. Like, the CDs are totally fine, so I always try to make sure that those are good to go before I send them to people. Another Corpse Gristle release. Paul has sent this to me several times. Horrified. So I think this is finally the last copy that I have to give away. Crematorium Mist. So I think I've had about 3 or 4 of these copies that I've given away over the last year or two. So this might be the final one now. Death Worship, End Times. This is an NWN release. This is pretty good and underrated. I haven't seen too many people talk too much about it, but again, pretty much brand new CD. Thesis. I've talked about this band several times on here. This is the Brutal Cave Productions CD pressing. I have the Gurgling Gore tape that I've actually showed off, so I don't need to have duplicate copies of this, so I'm going to throw this in there. Excellent death metal band. Awesome stuff. So definitely a good thing there. So yeah, those will be the CDs for the giveaway this time around. A little bit smaller of a giveaway than my last one. Apologies on that. But hey, it is what it is. So how do you have to enter? So same across the board. This is open internationally. I'm going to send it to wherever. You don't just have to be in the US. You have to comment on this video because I do a random comment picker to pick the winner, and you have to be subscribed to me, and yes, I do check that. And that's it. So I'll put the rules in the description. I am actually going out on a trip next week where I'll be gone, so I'm not going to announce the winner until Monday, March 24th. So I'll give you guys a little over a week to enter in, so that way I'll be back and I'll be able to ship it out right away. So yeah, thank you guys. 7,000 subscribers is crazy. I'm getting up there. Again, my goal has always been to make it to 10K, and we'll slowly get to that. But again, a lot of people, especially other bigger YouTube channels, like, they don't really care much about their subscribers and they care more about views, but I've never been like that. I always say that every time I do one of these. The subscriber base really means a lot to me because it's more of like a community that I'm building, and it just shows that, people like my videos and they want to make sure they continue to watch me and know when I release a new thing. So thank you so much for all of your support. Again, I'll put everything in the comments, how to enter. And yeah, that's it. So moving on, like I said, Marty sent me a massive box of stuff. Like, it was a lot. Fun story. He actually messaged me. He's like, hey, I shipped this to you. Be on the lookout for it. And then like a couple of days later, I got the notification that it was delivered to my postal box, which is about 2 blocks down from where I live. It's like a big postal box where our mailbox is, and then like postal, like package lockers. So it's not just right outside my door. I have to actually like walk down to it, or if I'm being lazy, I drive, especially if it's raining. So that night when I saw that it was delivered, I took my dog and walked down there to get it. And the box was so big and heavy, I was like, this was a mistake. I'm not going to be able to walk him and walk back with this box. So I actually called my wife. I was like, can you come get me? She was like just sitting at home. She was like, oh my God. So she quickly came down and she got the box and just put it in the car and drove back. And I just continued walking my dog. But as you guys know, he is a little corgi. He's only 9 months old, and he is currently release training him. He's awful at walking on the leash, so that was going to be a challenge walking with him in that giant box. But within that box was about 20 or 30 tapes and about 20 or 30 CDs of things. The tapes were all demos and stuff and EPs and stuff like that that bands sent him while he was doing Worm Gear that he's just held on to. And he said you might find some gems in there, and I absolutely did. So I actually these are the ones that I have listened to and picked out and looked through and also these are ones that I noticed right out the gate. Like I noticed that these were the ones that just based off of the name and everything like that. And so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first one is Body Bag. This is Hate Crimes. Gotta love the album name there. But when I initially saw this, I was like, that name sounds familiar, which of course, it's death metal. Of course it sounds familiar. But when further upon looking into this, I was like, this has to be the band that I'm thinking of that is from Illinois. So I looked into it, and sure enough, it actually was what I was thinking about. So let me pull up I should have pulled this up before I started recording their metal archive so I can talk through them a little bit more extensively. So this is a band that is from Illinois, the Barrington area, if you're familiar. And for some reason, I know of them and I was familiar with who they are. This is actually a full length that they released back in 1995. And that's all that they've put out aside from a demo. Essentially they were just your straightforward death metal band, and for whatever reason, and I feel like, and I verified this, I am pretty sure either Ken or somebody uploaded this on YouTube, and that's actually how I knew about it. So when I saw that album cover, I recognized it right away. So it actually sounds pretty good. There's no degeneration or anything like that on this tape. Like sometimes, tapes just don't last. But again, if they haven't really been played, then they are still in good. And I have tons of tapes from like even the 70s and stuff like that, 80s that are still good. So yeah, band out of Illinois, they were definitely just one of those stereotypical 90s death metal bands that only released a demo and one full length. The members, Aaron on this was in Abomination and Master, and then Paul Speckman's project. So there's connections to like Master and Paul Speckman. Aaron played the drums. So that's probably another reason why this looked familiar. So when you're from Chicago, from Illinois in general, like Master and the Paul Speckman stuff is very popular within our scene. So yeah, thought that was pretty cool. Just your stereotypical tape. And again, it sounds awesome. So this was one of those gems that I was excited to get that Marty sent me. I will link things in the description if I'm able to find them. Some of these things are pretty obscure and hard to find, and other things are actually available on YouTube and stuff, but to check this out. So yeah, pretty cool little gem there. I was excited when I saw that. The next one, I noticed this right away when I saw the album cover. I'm familiar with this just based off of Ken's Death Metal Crypt, who unfortunately is no longer here on YouTube anymore, but he definitely uploaded this. And the Ken's Death Metal archive channel also still has this uploaded. They saved it. Unburied with Tortured Remains. So Unburied is a band out of Virginia. It looks like they're still relatively active, but this is their second demo from 1998 that involves Mark Riddick. So that's how I was familiar with this. And as soon as I saw this in the box, I was like, yes, please. Also, Matt Pike is like the main guy behind Unburied. And like I said, there's still some stuff that's relatively active, but this is, yeah, the demo from 1998. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, that is so cool. As everybody knows, like, I love Mark Riddick and everything that he's associated to. So it's this cool red tape, which I thought was pretty nice. And then the J card is, funny enough, I think it says Mark did the artwork for this, and it's just, you know, your standard, typical paper J card. That's really all it is. There is Mark right there, looking evil as hell. There you go. You can see the names: Rebecca, Matt, and Mark. He's no longer in this band anymore, but he was in it for a little while. There's the lyrics and everything, and then it also says on here, yeah, all artwork was done by Mark Riddick, and then the band photo was also done by him. This is recorded in May and June of 1998. So cool little Mark Riddick relic here. I thought that was pretty cool. So I was excited when I got this, and yeah, check it out. Again, I know for a fact that this is on YouTube because I know that Ken uploaded it to his channel and it was archived and re-put back up after he deleted his channel. They do have several full lengths out as well, which immediately I have not checked out all of them. I know I'm really familiar with the split that they did with Nunslaughter way back in like 2010 time frame. But yeah, pretty cool little old school death metal relic here. Definitely that brutal death metal style, definitely brutal death metal too. So yeah, if you weren't familiar, Mark Riddick has got a very vast catalog of work that he's done in regards to making music as well as the art side. So then the next one is, these are actually two that I noticed right away, thought was pretty cool. I will admit I'm not the biggest fan of this band, but I do have several of their releases that have been put out in recent years, or repressed, I should say, in recent years from like Corpse Gristle and etc. like that. And that is Viral Load. So there was two Viral Load releases in here. And if you're not familiar, this is a brutal death metal band from Texas. I have Decade of Deep Woods Debauchery, which is their full length that came out back in like 2007 or 8 or something like that. I also have the Putrid Pile split that they've done, and then something else I can't remember. I should have pulled it, but these are, I was like, oh, this is a brutal death metal fan's dream right here, having these on tape. So let me start off with the first one, which is Severed Immunity. This is their very first demo from 1996, and it sounds phenomenal. It's basically in mint pristine condition, so pretty cool. Never going to get rid of this. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Viral Load fan, but obviously I'm familiar with them. I love brutal death metal. It's something that I feel like I listen to more than anything else right now when it comes to death metal. And so I thought this was pretty cool. And it just, it sounds good. The tape is like brand new. So here's the tape. It's just got the printed sticker on there. And then the other side. So your nice, like, standard demo. And then the J card is, again, just paper printed on. They probably like went to FedEx or something and did this. And right there. So that's a J card. It's just plain white on the other side. So I thought that was awesome. And the bands that they thank on here are like Imprecation, which again, everybody knows who that is, and like Obituary and stuff like that. So yeah, this is just a cool little brutal death metal relic here that I was super excited about, and one that I immediately was like, oh hell yes, and played. So I will link this. I know that it's on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure has this been reissued? I wonder if it's been reissued ever. I don't know, probably on a comp or something. I'll have to go look and see if I actually own it on another format. But yeah, that was the first one that I noticed. And then the next one was this one, which, again, the album covers just are incredibly different from what I'm used to seeing for this band, especially they don't have their logo yet or anything like that. So it's funny, like when I saw this in the box, I'm like, there's no way that's the same Viral Load band from Texas that I know. And sure enough, it is. So this is, I think this is called Bashed Fucking Skull Demo. Yes, BFS. Yeah, right there. And this is the legitimate album cover for it. I'd never seen that before. I laughed. It's just super silly. So this is actually like a nice professionally pro printed tape here. And then the J card itself is just this amazing, like, Microsoft Paint style of album artwork. And then the other side is the credits again, and how to get a hold of them. I also liked how it's like also available a 5-song EP, Severed Media, which I actually have, $5 cassette. You can get some shirts for $12. Like, that's amazing. So yeah, this came out back in 1997. And yeah, I mean, this is very much a demo sound, heavy, brutal, got those brutes in there. But yeah, pretty awesome relics that I found that I was really excited about and saw on that stack. Another one that I was super pumped about, that I was shocked when I saw it in the box, is another band that is from the Chicago area, that was in this box. Sorry, I'm trying to like find my words here. I'm getting tired. So this is Denter from Chicago, death metal band that started off in the 90s, and this is their Storm of the Witch demo from 1996. So we've got some more classic 90s death metal Chicago scene stuff here, another relic. And yeah, so this is their second demo. The first one was out in 1991. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, that's awesome. It looks like they're still active, which I think I remember they released an album like back, was it during COVID? And immediately I don't think I listened to it. So I need to catch up a little bit about their discography. But yeah, this was pretty cool. So I know that people who are like deep into the underground death metal scene, especially, I think Jimmy from the Block actually just showed off something by these guys relatively recent, or maybe it was an older video that I saw. But anyway, you're familiar with who this is. So again, just an immaculate tape. There you go. And then the J card. So pretty cool stuff here. I love that. I actually really like that album artwork. It reminds me a bit of, obviously, Mortician and stuff. But yeah, there you go. And then the lyrics are on the other side. So this band has a pretty larger discography in regards to demos. They've put out several demos over the years, and they have about 5 or 6 full lengths. I'm familiar with their first 3, admittedly. Welcome to Oblivion and Demonic. What was that one called? I don't remember what the other one was called. And then As We Burn. I'm familiar with those, but again, I need to go back and listen to some of the newer albums that have come out, like within the last like 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years. So, yeah, this was the other gem that I found in that box. I still have about 20 other tapes to go through and listen to. There was this other one that I knew wasn't the Disembowel that I was thinking of, but there was this Disembowel demo in here from 1997, and that is on like your classic, it's not TDK, it's a Denon tape, and then the sticker right there. So this is a promo rehearsal from 1994 that was in that box. I looked this up. It was not the Disembowel that I thought it was, but this was a pretty cool release. So some of you underground death metal junkies can probably talk more to this based off of what I've been able to find. But this is a band, the Disembowel from Greece, and from what I understand, I don't think that these guys are even around anymore. There's so many. Disembowel is like such a popular death metal name. If you look in Metal Archives, I think like 15 of them come up. So yeah, this is the one from Greece. They were death metal, brutal death metal in the very beginning, which is essentially, this is a promo, like a rehearsal from 97. So yeah, promo 97. So this is basically their second demo. And then they have 2 other full lengths out, which it looks like they later turned into groove metal, which is not something that I always enjoy. So yeah, I need to kind of go back and look into that. But they have not released anything since 2011, based off of what the Metal Archives are saying. So yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. I sort of relic here. I need to dig a little bit more into this band, because it's, again, Disembowel is such a popular name for death metal bands, and I thought this was one that I was familiar with, but I think I was thinking more of the one from the US, which was a death metal band, obviously. Blanking, let me pull up my notes. Which is from the one that was on Maggot Stomp. There you go. Disembowel, Maggot Stomp. They were from Portland, and they're currently on hold right now. They haven't released anything since their first full length. So I was like, wait, is that a demo that they've put out? It's actually not. This is a totally different Disembowel band, but yeah, pretty cool. So that's all I have today. Thank you guys for the 7,000 subscribers. Again, I'll put all the information in the description and the comments of how to enter, and then I'll link whatever I can find for you guys to check these things out. Pretty cool stuff. Thanks again, Marty. I got to get through the rest of the tapes that you've sent me, and then the rest of the CDs, so I'll probably make like a part 2 to this video. But that's all I have. I'll see you guys in the next one.